Hi there, it's Allie, and I am here to talk to you about a marriage that's struggling. As you know, I have learned all kinds of digital skills, even though my profession is a physician, and I am here to share with you how maybe you can lead and still not have a complete, perfect life. So, um, yeah, here I am, and I want to talk about my marriage. And it is hard for me to put myself out there, but what my mentors have showed me is that to lead, you do have to put yourself out there. And what I want is to inspire you to know that you're not alone, that you can have a lot of struggles in your life and still be able to live the life that you want and give to others and give value to others. So here goes. So my marriage, I am going to post, I think, on this video some pictures of my Martha Stewart Maine by the ocean wedding. And man, did my husband and I have a gorgeous wedding. And we are still married 18 years later. But it's been a challenge, and he agrees that one of the hardest things that we have done is stay together. And staying together, isn't for everybody. And we do have two beautiful children, and I don't know. I don't know if they would be better off if we weren't together. I actually can't answer that because we still are, together. But my parents were divorced, and they divorced when I was 5, and then got back together when I was 8, and sold our house when I was 12, separated, started dating again. And when I was a teenager, I remember when they started dating again for like the 18th time. And I looked at both of them and said, please, please, you fight too much. Please do not get back together. And they looked at me and said, wait, don't most children want their parents to stay together? And I was not one of those that wanted my parents together just for the sake of being together, because I knew that the fighting and the challenges that they had, if they were doing it for me, I wanted them to know, don't stay together for me. So here I am with an 18-year marriage, 20-year relationship with my husband. We are still together. I have a 11-year-old daughter and a 17-year-old daughter. And at times in our marriage, they have actually said, it's okay to go, Mom. If it's really that much of a struggle for you, you can go. And for your children to say that to you is pretty incredible. And I know that I've raised them well. But what happens with my husband and I is that we really don't have a lot of fighting, blow-ups around the house where we're angry at each other and talking bad about each other. But every once in a while, we come together and one of us is feeling a challenge about staying. And we didn't always get to that point. The first 5 years of our marriage was a lot of fighting, was a really big wake-up call for both of us. I can speak for myself. The wake-up call for me, I had this incredible relationship, handsome husband, totally in love, beautiful wedding, and then I got pregnant 2 months later. We were trying. We thought it was going to take a long time to try, and nope, Emmy came right away. So then I was pregnant, and a lot of things changed. And we had never raised children before, and it was a challenge. We totally disagreed on parenting. And that led to a lot of blame and a lot of arguments. And I remember the first time he said, fuck you to me. And I am a strong woman, but I was definitely in my ego when I first met him. And when that was said to me, I was appalled, offended, disgusted, planned on leaving. And then you really have to step back and say, well, why? Why am I appalled? Why am I offended? Why am I planning on leaving? What is my real feelings about this person? And is it an unconditional love? Is it unconditional? And what does unconditional mean to me? So, about 5 years into our marriage, we decided to recommit to each other. And we hadn't had some of those experiences that would be no return. Like, we hadn't been with other people, we hadn't left and come back or separated, but we had had some pretty ferocious arguments. And at 5 years, we just decided to recommit to trying to see the other person's point of view. So I changed jobs. We bought a new home together and sold our other home. And I got pregnant with my second child, Lily. And she's 11 now. But so basically, I remarried a second time, but it was to the same person. So our daughters we have together. But even then, even when we recommitted to each other to try to make it work and stop blaming each other and get over our old fears, stuff keeps creeping in. Our old baggage from our parents and our expectations of each other and our expectations of what life should look like keep creeping in. So for me, I thought I had Prince Charming. Like, I thought that the romance was something that I needed. And I have figured out that I can pretty much be there for myself. And I am a gift giver. I love to give gifts, but he isn't. He is a in the moment, completely honest, don't do anything unless he feels it in the moment. And I was raised to make everything look good and support everybody and worry about what people think. And even if you're not really happy about something, you put on a happy face. And my husband is not like that. He does not put on a happy face if he is not happy, and it doesn't matter if you need him in the moment. So, recently my parents, actually in 2018, both my parents died. And I'll do another video about my struggles around that. But right now, I am talking about my marriage in that moment. And so my dad died first in February of 2018. And so a little over a year ago. And my husband and I were not doing great when my dad got real sick. But by the time that my father needed me to spend 8 days in the hospital with him while we had withdrawn his dialysis, my husband was not happy about that. He felt like I should be home, or that I hadn't given him very much while my dad was building up to this, and it all just kind of fell apart. And he was also working a second job and pretty tired. Anyway, so that was a challenge on our marriage, to the point that he had made a commitment to someone he was working with, my husband was working with, and he didn't make it to my dad's funeral. He did make it to the food after, but he didn't come. And I really thought that I needed him by my side for my dad's funeral. But it turns out that it left 2 spots open on either of my sides for my daughters, and they stepped up to the challenge. And I had my 17-year-old, she was 16, my 16-year-old on one side and my 10-year-old on the other, for which my father was a huge part of their lives. He changed more diapers for them than he changed for me. Probably another video to talk about. But anyway, and my husband wasn't there. Now, I'm sure this is going to bring up a lot of internal emotions, because I'm not just talking about motivating factors. I am talking about the real crap that goes down in everybody's lives. I do not feel like this is just me. But ask yourself, like, would you leave your partner if your partner chose not to be by your side for work, for a commitment that he wasn't going to get fired, he wasn't, there was no threat for him not to work. He chose to get this done. And so after my father's death, my husband and I really, just had a huge challenge. And what happened was I became the executor of my dad's estate, and he had left a house that was pretty much in shambles. He had dementia, lived in it for quite a long time, and the house needed to be sold, and it was disaster. And my husband and I went down there. It was snow. We trudged in half a mile and got to the house and started cleaning it and cleaning out everything and lifting things out of there. He trimmed all the bushes when the snow melted, and we got 7 tons, like a camper and all kinds, 7 tons of trash, moved, got this house on the market, and my husband did that for me. He is a doer. He is in the moment, and what he gave to me was another challenge, and it's been 18, 20 years of learning about myself and my expectations of others and what I need in a relationship and what partnership is. And is it perfect? Is it the Martha Stewart wedding that I started in the beginning and thought I was going to have in my life? Hell no. Like, no, it is not it. However, we have really good kids. We love each other. And he has taught me how to be with someone and be pissed off at them and still not think in every moment I'm going to leave. And that's what I did for the first, 10 years of my dating life, was every time someone pissed me off, I left. And when you have children involved and pets involved and a home involved, there is so much to it. And I'm sure some of you who are listening, you have been through it, been through divorce, been through thinking about divorce, and some stay, some don't. This is not about me making the right choice, because in every moment, I still make the choice to stay or to go. But I'm not thinking about going every moment. I'm really thinking about, is this relationship still something that I am growing with? Is this something that his type of personality that is different than mine is giving to me in every day? And is our outward picture what I thought it was going to be? Is our outward life what I thought it was going to be? And do I sometimes worry when people look at us from the outside and realize that my husband's not there all the time? We don't have this relationship where he supports me all the time and we're out together all the time. We're not. I took the girls to Disney by myself. Like, he stayed home. He doesn't like crowds. Like, this is a learning experience. And I'm just here to just share with you that, it's okay. Like, I don't want everyone to know that we have this kind of relationship, but yet if I want to lead you, if I want to help you, if I want to inspire you, if I just want to grow myself, then it's time to lay it out there and to tell you that I hear you. And you can still strive and you can still be happy. You can still have a great life, whether you stay or go. It's really about the unconditional love that you have for yourself. And I just love you guys. And I will see you in the next email. Bye.